Hello, Our Lady of Greenwood. Welcome to the 3 Minutes, One Take. This Sunday, we celebrate once again a different day than the normal, ordinary time. This Sunday, we'll celebrate the feast of St. John Lateran. Many of you, including actually myself, were like, why is this one taking over Sunday again? So here's my theory. This is what I think is happening here, but if I'm wrong, please email Carissa and she'll tell you, and I'll forward it to you. Yeah, and she'll forward it to me and we'll figure it out. But so when a parish has a feast day, so we have Our Lady Queen of the Rosary as our feast day, the parish is to celebrate that as a solemnity. So we would celebrate it with the Creed and the Gloria, with music. And so each parish has the opportunity to do that if they like. So so like, I don't know what another parish, like St. Barnabas, on the Feast of St. Barnabas, they can celebrate that as a solemnity, not just for your normal feast day. So St. John Lateran, actually, truth be told, is the see of the Bishop of Rome. It's not St. Peter's, it's St. John Lateran. And so because that is the feast day for the see of the Bishop of Rome, who is the Pope over the whole church, that is a feast day then that we celebrate that kind of overrides the normal Sunday because it's a feast day for the whole universal church. That's my theory. That's what I think is going on. But, if I'm wrong, just, again, email Carissa or somebody else. The other thing is today in the gospel for this Sunday, it's the gospel when Jesus throws out the money changers in the temple. And it's just kind of a reminder. I always like to kind of apply this to our personal lives. We have all kinds of distractions in our lives, your phones, games, goofy activities, whatever we like to do. And sometimes these can actually sort of distract us from prayer. These sort of temporal goods or whatever can distract us from being in relationship with God. And so we just kind of get rid of them or move them aside. So an example would be the phone is the easiest example of this, right? You have a phone. You can look at anything you want on your phone. There's all kinds of games and goofy things you can do. But it's ultimately, for the most part, it's just a way to distract ourselves from, whatever. Something like a rosary, you can't do anything but pray the rosary. Like, you have to kind of stay focused, and it forces you to focus your attention on God. And so that's kind of what Jesus is after in this gospel is, in our personal lives, we kind of have to set aside these distractions, these things that are keeping us from entering into the place of holiness, the place where God wants to enter into our hearts and give us his love and mercy. So just remember the distractions, try to keep them away so that God can enter into your heart. And then ironically, with this gospel, the United Catholic Appeals this weekend, which I think is hilarious. So the United Catholic Appeals, the annual fundraiser for the Archdiocese and for the ministry of the Archdiocese. Most of you have received a pledge card. If you're registered with us, you've received a pledge card in the mail. If not, there's some out in the narthex. It's 3 minutes? Okay, I got to hustle. Just pledge the United Catholic Appeal. It supports retirement for religious, Catholic education. It supports education for priests and also the ministries of Catholic charity that help the poor. Veterans Day is coming up on Tuesday. At the Tuesday Mass, we'll offer a special blessing and acknowledgement for veterans and all those who have served our country in the military. And then the following day, Wednesday, the Knights of Columbus are going to have a special Mass remembering their loved ones who have died as Knights of Columbus, and they have a special kind of Mass in which they pray for them in particular. So if you're Knights of Columbus, Wednesday night, remember that Mass is available to you. I think that is all. God bless you. Pray for me, and I will pray for you. All right.